Chapter 1. That morning started like any other, calm and quiet, with sunlight drifting through the trees, but no one imagined that by evening, the entire area would be calling for one woman's life. She had gone on a simple hike in the national park, enjoying the fresh air, unaware that a few wrong steps would soon leave her lost and isolated. Within minutes, she realized the familiar trail had disappeared behind her. Panic started quietly, almost imperceptibly, as the trees all looked the same, and every turn seemed to take her further away from safety. She tried calling out, but the forest swallowed her voice. Her phone had no signal, and no one could hear her. Hours passed as she wandered cautiously, trying to conserve energy while fear began to creep in. As the sun moved across the sky, shadows stretched long and dark, and she understood that night would bring challenges far worse than daylight. Hunger and thirst gnawed at her, but she forced herself to stay calm, remembering advice she had once read about surviving in the wild. Every snap of a branch and rustle in the bushes made her heart race, yet she learned to breathe steadily, listen closely, and watch every movement around her. By the afternoon, she found a small, sheltered area to sit and gather herself, using instincts she didn't know she had. And as she watched the light fading behind the hills, she made a silent promise: she would do whatever it took to be found alive, even if no one knew where she was. That quiet determination, unnoticed by the world at first, became the first step in a story no one expected. As night fell, the forest transformed into an entirely different world. Darkness wasn't just absence of light, it became a living presence that seemed to move with her. She could hear every leaf, every branch, every sound magnified in the stillness. Her body ached, muscles cramped from walking, and hunger pressed against her stomach. Yet fear remained her sharpest companion. At some point, she stopped moving, letting instinct take over. Realizing running or rushing could waste energy she didn't have, she found a small hollow under some trees, curled up, and focused on controlling her breathing. The distant sound of helicopters and dogs searching was unknown to her, but it brought a strange sense of hope. Even if she couldn't fully comprehend it, the cold crept in, and she wrapped herself as tightly as she could, fighting the chill with sheer will. With every hour that passed, she stayed alert, assessing every shadow and every nose for safety. And somewhere deep in the darkness, she did something critical. She stayed calm, rationed her energy, and trusted her instincts. Each choice, though small, carried the weight of life and death, and by remaining composed, she unknowingly moved closer to the moment that would define her survival. Dawn arrived slowly, not with sunlight but with an eerie silence. Exhausted search teams combed the area tirelessly, their eyes scanning every corner, every bush, every track. Then, something caught a rescuer's attention. Faint marks in the dirt, barely visible footprints that didn't belong to animals. Following them carefully, the team discovered her curled up, cold, tired, and dirty, but alive. Relief washed over everyone, tears hidden behind hands and equipment. As the reality sank in, she had survived 5 days alone in the wilderness. Her eyes, though weary, were alert, reflecting both confusion and resilience. As warmth reached her, the weight of what had happened hit her rescuers and family alike. Doctors later confirmed how close she had been to succumbing to exposure and dehydration, but her survival wasn't luck, it was calm thinking, careful movement, and quiet determination. She had stayed alert, controlled panic, and conserved energy when it mattered most. That morning, headlines would report a miraculous rescue, but for those who witnessed it, the story became a testament. Survival doesn't always shout, it sometimes whispers, it sometimes waits, and sometimes the smallest and quietest decisions turn into life itself. Remember this: even in the most impossible situations, staying calm and trusting your instincts can change everything.